Board games. I'm gonna talk about a board game called Present, and I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and this game is from Korea. It is a game that might be new to you. It is a game that. Can I plug this in? Sorry, Chris. Going to plug the lights back in. Sorry. This is a game where you try to tell if a person means you harm or means you well. Board game from Essen is what I'm talking about. Present. I'm not gonna shout. Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Bez, and today I am talking about Present. This is designed by Gun-hee Kim, and the back of the box says that someone named, and the front of the box, Aurum and Magpie seem to be involved. It's a game where you're passing cards to other people. By the rules of the game, you just say, it's a present, and then they decide to accept it or not, and that is the whole game. It's incredibly simple. But what does it play? I will tell you in just a moment. And hello, Jez. It is lovely to see you. So, to crack on, let's talk about some recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. So yes, what have you been up to? What have you enjoyed? What have you done? Yesterday, I went out dancing and got a couple of photos to show. This morning, I made a font, and I'm quite proud of that. So I managed. It's not perfect, but it feels like a good place for like a first draft. It feels like this is for a game about drawing creatures, complementing the drawings and complementing the complements. I'm hoping that it feels fairly soft and handwritten, but still, once it's put together, I'm hoping that it seems fairly neat. And so if you've got like 2 or 3 lines of text, I'm hoping that it works out okay. And yeah, that is the font that I made. And so we'll try it out. We'll put it into cards and see how it looks. And then maybe after that, I'll make a second attempt and maybe a third attempt. We'll see how many of them are needed. But I remember in my mind, it is just a busy bargain bag, which makes me less anxious about doing stuff. Other people, Jess says, I'm on a bike, kind of noisy, going to the cycling track. It's cool in red shoes. Hello, J Fool's Guard. Yes, dancing was lots of fun. It was mambo and cha-cha-cha on Wednesday, and on Thursday you've got the bachata and the salsa, and an hour break in the middle because beginner and not meant to start doing the... But yes, the only other photo that I've got when I said I've got photos, plural, is, yes, this photo of my shoes just before I left. I was checking them out to make sure, am I okay with these? Am I comfortable? Am I going to be able to dance? There was definitely a bit of trepidation in my mind. I've not been out dancing in heels for a long time. Frankly, last week was the first time that I'd been dancing for years and years. I had someone into class during it come up to me and say, hey, where did you get those shoes? I had to honestly tell them, well, I did honestly tell them, I don't have to, I could lie, but I did honestly tell them, I can't remember. And then when I was dancing with the teacher at one point, the teacher complimented me on my heels. And then I learned that you're meant to not let the heels slam on the floor. So there's definitely more work on your calves. But it just felt good, and I'm excited to be going out again. I will take backup heels in case tonight's after 4 hours, because rather than 2 hours dancing, it will be 4 hours dancing. We'll see how I go, and yeah, would be cool. Just says heel #heel victory. And apparently in Bangkok, there's a drag bar called House of Heels with an A, which is quite amazing. Maybe it's about the healing attitude. Like maybe it's that they try to be nourishing for you, like on an emotional level, or maybe they're just really bad at English. It could be either one. True story. I do remember, seeing this bar that had a question mark, and the question mark was just a totally different. Anyway, let's not get into typography and stuff. But yes, that is my recent highlights. So let's talk about brilliant things. Brilliant things. What's a little thing which is brilliant? I am going to say that self-expression. Inspired by my font. Like I feel like self-expression, being able to have something that you say, this is mine. Like every single letter was drawn by me. It's not as if it's not going to be the same as in a bind where every single card was drawn as its own piece of artwork. But having my handwriting turned into a font by Chris, who I really appreciate being here, is going to mean that the cards feel a little bit more, me. They feel a little, it's not just going to be a standard off-the-shelf font. And so I think that sense of self-expression and individualism and uniqueness, I think that's a really good thing, being somewhat unique. So, as always, feel free to comment, ask questions, fun, like, follow. It's going to be a not too long show today. Get stuff out of the way, and I will talk to you about present. So let me actually bring that down. Present is a game that I got in Essen a few years ago. I traded for it. I was going round at the end. Normally on the last day, a couple of hours before the end, I go round and I say, oh, would you? And it's like, oh, what are other countries making? What are they doing? This is a game that I would never have known about. It's not even on Board Game Geek. So this is Magpie, Aurum, I'm not familiar with them. Gun-hee Kim, I'm not familiar with them. But they did have English rules on 2 sheets of printed paper. This is the original Korean rules, which, fairly nice thing. There's bits of art. And these are the actual cards. It's one of those tuck boxes which is oversized, which kind of annoys me because there's no reason for this plastic insert. And when I open up a box, I see, oh, it's got the plastic inserts, I always think, yeah, they're just doing that because of the having more shelf presence. But then it kind of annoys you when you open it up. Surely I'm not the only one who feels that way. In this game, you've got a whole bunch of cards. You've got anything from negative, I can't remember, -6 maybe, up to +10. Might even go to -10. I think it's -10 to +10. You can see that they're all super cute. This kind of kawaii thing. So you're giving people presents, and the best thing you can give is a house. Whereas if you give a rubbish bag with, cockroaches near it, and a rat, that's quite disgusting. That's -5. And -2 is this dirty water. And -9 is this snake. Got the rings, the shoes. Starvation diet is -8. I feel like the garbage bag should be worst, because the starvation diet, at least you have the option of not taking it. But then the rubbish bag, I mean, you're going to get, and surely the rubbish bag with the cockroaches and the rats, just to let me make it a wee bit bigger. surely that, with the little rats and everything that's going on, surely that is worse than this other rubbish bag, which, yeah, I mean, it feels like I might be wrong, but yep, that looks a lot more gross to me. And yep, there's all the things. A -10 is an actual bomb, which, yeah, that is basically the worst present you could get. You've also got these magic sticks, which add a bit of excitement. And you've got one of these 4 cards, which you're going to be using to mark the end of the game. Either Happy New Year, Congratulations, just one. Not congratulations, you only get one congratulation in this game. Merry Christmas. So this game, it wants you to actually, marry Christmas. So, sorry, I'm making fun of bad English, but it does also feel a little bit, happy birthday. Yeah, it kind of definitely feels like they wanted to make an international game. They brought it to Essen, clearly. So how does it work? You've got a bunch of cards, right? You've got 3 cards in your hand, and each turn you give one to the other player and you're saying, it's a present. And then they have to decide whether to take it or to give it back to you. If they take it, then they keep it, positive or negative. If they give it back to you, then you keep it, positive or negative. And that's the entire game. I mean, so it's basically a game about reading the other person. It's a game about when they say it's a present, I'm looking at their body language. Am I able to tell if it's a good present or a bad present? But you don't have to say anything about it, so you don't have to vary. And it is, if you hate the idea of having to lie, but you enjoy social deduction, then that's a great game. But it just feels really underwhelming to me. It feels like, when I compare it to Kakerlak Poker, which is one step up in complexity, in Kakerlak Poker, you're giving someone a card and saying, it's a fly, it's a cockroach, it's a rat, it's a whatever, and if you get caught lying, you have to keep it. All of them are meant to be pests. If they call you out wrongly, then they keep it. And once you've got 4 of a kind, then that's the end of the game. And so there's an escalation of drama. You see someone with 3 cards in front of them, they've got 3 rats, and you say, it's a rat. And then it's safer for them to say, I believe you, because if it is a rat, then they get to give it back. But then you know that. And so then you get into the whole, well, they know that, so I know that. And I'm sorry to compare this to one of the best games out there. Like Kakerlak Poker is one of the best games. But it kind of does feel like, what is this game offering that's new? The only new thing that this game offers, there's bits here and there, but okay, let's talk about the interesting bits. Magic cards. So at the end, as you might expect, all the cards are in front of you are added up. So you'd go 9, 15, 21, 22, -10 is 12, plus 10 is 22, 23, 10, 4, 10, 5, 10, 6, 27, plus 6 is 33. And that's the game. So you add up everything. But if you have a magic wand, that magic wand will turn the worst card you have into positive. And so it could go from -10 to positive 10. If you've not got such a bad thing, it would go from -6 to +6. And so in theory, these magic wands are likely to give you more than 10 points, essentially. And there's something super exciting about them. And there is a wide variety of numbers. So you can say, oh, I'm not sure whether I'll be caught out this time. I'm going to give them something that doesn't really matter. Okay, I think they're going to catch me out. I'm going to play it up so that they think that I'm teasing them with something terrible. I'm going to now try and pass off the -10, for example. And so there's definitely a bit of variation in things. And Jess says, yeah, this is the best. It's because it's pink, the magic wand. I mean, it does have also like lovely art. Look at that. But yeah, it's cute. It's got nice graphics. It's simple. You don't have to lie. And that's basically all I can say about the game. Yeah. Yeah, like just as cute too, and having some chats about taking masks off, stay safe, stay healthy. But yeah, let's talk about these four cards. So I think the idea is that you're going to be playing it at a certain time of year. So you play it maybe at New Year, maybe at Christmas, maybe when someone's done a certain thing, maybe when someone's about to have a birthday. But then what do you do if none of these cards apply? What happens if yeah, it kind of feels a bit trite. It feels like they should have had, I don't know, festive season, or kind of go with that little whimsy where these things don't make sense. Maybe like enjoy your presents as one of the cards. Um, I don't know, celebrate, or some words that don't need it to be the New Year or the Christmas or a birthday. That feels weird. Like, I understand they had extra cards, they want to put extra things in. And again, so there's a variable scoring where somewhere in the bottom five cards, you shuffle one of these in. So you're never sure which one it is. So as far as you know, the game could end at this point. Well, the game could end at this point, or it could end at this point, this point, at this point, this point. Well, there you go. Or it could have been the last card in the deck. And so it does give it some variation. And there is a little rule for the very end of the game where you say, okay, all three of your cards, now you give them all to one player. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the targeting in this game. In this game, you've got your cards, like I said, and you give it to anyone. And what that will mean is that you end up picking on whoever isn't winning, probably. No, whoever is winning. Like, it depends what you want to do. Like, if you want to beat the winner, you want to take down the winner, and by the rules, everything's meant to be in front of you. And so you're going to pick on whoever's winning, and it feels like that's just you might try to be fair, you might try to switch it up. If you're an adult playing with a child, maybe you play with the other adult. Yeah, it's I think my main beef with this game is that there's not enough drama. Look, there's you I like it. It's fine to play. You give someone a card, they say yes or no, you flip it over. But there's never a sense of, oh, if I get one more card like this, then I'm going to lose. There's never a sense of, oh my gosh, this one card has changed everything. Because you could get the magic wand, but there are four more magic wands in the deck. And like, sure, you could get that plus 20, but you might still look like it's like a game of incremental value. It doesn't have the drama that I would like in this kind of game. It doesn't have the, oh, who was betraying us? It doesn't have, like, half the time you're forced to lie. Half the time you're forced to say it's a present, knowing fine well it's not a nice present. And even just saying it's a present, it's a present, it's a present, it's a present, with the rules as written, if you just say it's a present, then that's boring. Like, you don't get much to talk about with other people. And whereas at least with Kakarlak and Poker, where you say it's a fly, it's a cockroach, it's a stink bug, it's a toad, whatever, at least that feels more interesting. Or I guess what I'm saying is that, and it's really, if Kakarlak and Poker did not exist, frankly, this would be a perfectly fine game. I would say that you say it's a present, but then when I've played it, you kind of say something extra. because in the times that I've played it, it's always more interesting if I say, hey, this is a present, and you might like it. Or if I say, oh, this is a present, I think you really want to take this. And then, haha, it's a bomb. Oh, this is a present. It might give you a spark. And then it's a watch because, there's bits of electricity, or maybe there's a bomb. Kind of, because the fundamental game of just saying it's a present, it's a present, it's a present, it's not interesting. And sure, maybe, it's naturally going to get house ruled. People will naturally say a little bit more. But if you play with competitive people, let's think about who it's for. If you play with super competitive people, nah, it's not for them. They're not going to find enough going on unless you're incredibly good at reading body language that are able to take it to the next level. You don't get enough information to go off, if you know what I mean. If you're a child and you say it's a present, okay, I feel like it's potentially a little bit too long, and also I find it a little bit weird, all the counting that you've got to do at the end. Like all of these numbers, it feels like otherwise it might be a fine game for a 3-year-old, but then they get to the end and then they've got to count up like 7 plus 6 plus 9 plus minus 3. I mean, otherwise, genuinely, this feels like a game that's a 3 or a 4-year-old before they're even able to write, let alone, and just says, I might like it. You might. You know what? If you want it, remind me when you're coming, and if you want this game, I will give you this game. If you will actually be inspired to take it back with you and play it. But the truth is that when I play it, I feel like, why am I not just playing Kakarlak and poker? And again, that's the only reason why I could see someone choosing to play this over Kakarlak and poker is, okay, maybe you prefer the art, it's got magic wands in it, which are quite cool, like it's got colourful trainers and stuff, and you don't have to lie. So the rules as written, you just say it's a present, and maybe that's a good thing for you. Maybe you don't want to have to lie. Maybe you don't want to have to say it's a toad when it's not. Maybe you enjoy the fact that you can say it's a present, even though your present is a terrible present. It's actually a bomb that's going to explode in their face. Maybe you like that fact that you can not lie. Except for that, no, there's just not enough going on for me to want to play it multiple times. And I play it through and I feel, okay, that was a thing, it was interesting, but fundamentally it's not like there's no opportunity cost to this game. I mean, there's plastic, there's a bigger box than there needs to be. I mean, this box could be that big, instead it's like twice as big as it needs to be. More than twice as big as it needs to be, in fact. I mean, yeah, it takes space, it takes money, it takes resources from the earth, and when I look at games that I'm like, does this offer me an exciting experience that is truly different? No, it's incredibly forgettable, frankly. And I'm sorry to say this, it's fine, it works, it's fine. It's in terms of simplicity, if you've got any questions, ask. Otherwise, I think I've said enough about it. I think I've said all I can. So for now, let me actually bring in a new thing. So question of the day. Let's have a new section. Question of the day before we head on our way. The question of the day is, what was the last present you've gotten? And do you think that you would enjoy this game? Do you think that you would like to play this game? Do you think that you would like to have this game? If you would like to have this game and you are willing to pay postage, then write a comment to the YouTube video. And if there's multiple comments, then I will choose one of them in around the end of this month. So if you're watching this after 28th of February 2022, then you are too late. Otherwise, I am giving this away. So you just need to pay postage and I will send you this game. If it does sound like a game that you would like, then yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Would you like this game? Also, what is the last present you gave? Mildly curious. The last present I gave, what was it? That's terrible. I feel like I should be able to remember. I mean, we had this discussion where when I was with Chloe and we were playing this, it was like, well, you gave me the presents of the food. And I said, well, I was like, well, you gave me the presents of your company. And Chloe was, oh, but you cooked a meal. You gave me the presents of that. J Foolsguard says, do you think you could make it a totally different game with the components? Absolutely. Any game can be a totally different game with the components. I mean, but it's not my job to think of that, and I don't particularly... in the past, I might have tried to think of things, but yeah, I'd rather just play the game that's already better. I'm not going to design it. If I'm going to design a game, I'm going to spend time designing something that I can self-publish. But yes, fundamentally, like, look at a deck of playing cards. How many games continue to be made with a deck of playing cards each year? And absolutely, this has cards from -10 to +10, and you've got some number changer, like those magic item cards could be anything you wanted. You could say, oh, once you get -20, you lose instantly. I don't know. Or, yeah, something, or change it. But yeah, if you want it because you love the artwork so much, then yeah, sure, comment in the YouTube description, and if you pay for the shipping, I'll gladly send you this game. I would love to have someone who's interested in a game play it. I'll be shipping from London, UK, so you can work out yourself how much the shipping is. It's about £3 within the UK, maybe £3.50 yeah, and about £5 to Europe. Jess says, I bought my ex a gift, but he broke up with me literally for buying him a gift. It was very useful, that gift. Therefore, gifts absolutely suck. But I'll still receive them. And yes, genuinely, Jess, if you do want a game, if you are going to be visiting, if you're going to be passing through, and you can pick up in person, then let me know. But yeah, don't only let me know if you're actually interested in taking it away, but like, yeah, write in the comments on YouTube, let me know. Who else wants the game? That is it. Over to you. What you're up to, you can share, but only if you want to. So, anything that you want to share, I promise that I care. Whether it's fun and frivolous, super serious, something you want to do, something you need to do. So just trying to fix this power. Okay. So what I am up to today is I'm going to be working on a game about... I've still not come up with a name for this game, but it's about where you end up with 7 cards trying to synergize them. So it's a game about choosing which cards to take, hoping they synergize at the end. Quickly choosing which cards to take, hoping they synergize at the end. Maybe that's a better name. Anyway, because there is a quickness, it's all about that real-time strategy. And then you've got a bunch of cards out. I played it a whole bunch of times. I've made a deck, then I made a second deck. I tweaked that second deck. Now I'm going to make a completely new third deck in time for playtesting tomorrow, and I am quite excited about it. And also I'm going to be with Chris, hopefully, to get a game about drawing creatures, complementing the drawings, then complementing the complements out there. I'm excited about that. What are you up to? And hello, morning, Josie. Just finished reviewing this, and as I just said, if you watched the video, if this seems like a game that you would like, please write a comment on the YouTube video saying that you would like this game, and I will send it to someone who writes that for the cost of postage. The Speedy Synergy 7. Speedily selecting 7 cards with strategy. Well, I like that. Anyway, but so yes, what else is everyone up to? I've told you what I'm up to. Let's recap and wrap up before we finish up. So to recap and wrap up, I was talking about Present. It's a game that I would not have known about had I not been to Essen. This is the kind of wonderful thing you get. It's not even on Board Game Geek. English instructions, overly big box, variable ending, cards you say it's a present, and then they choose whether to take it or not. The variety of numbers does offer some drama. It means that when you're giving the 1, you feel okay, you can relax. When you're giving an 8, you really want them to decline the present to give it back to you. And so there is a variation in motivation. So that is kind of nice. The magic wands, which turn 1 negative into a positive, that can essentially give you 20 points. That feels like a massive thing at the end. And that's basically it. And it's a kind of a bluffing game where you don't have to lie. It's nice, it's cute. If you play with kids, the numbers are complicated. There are numbers from -10 up to +10. So you're probably going to have to help if they're quite small with counting. There isn't quite as much information as I would like, because all you have to say is it's a present. That doesn't give you much information to say whether they are lying or not. And in the end, I would just rather be playing Cat-Colac and poker. But if you really want to play a bluffing game where you don't have to lie, then it's fine and it's cute. So yeah, there we go. And also, I guess there's a question of, like, whether it encourages consumerism, because they're giving people like so many cards and watches, and at the end it's like, you don't need multiple watches. Why are you getting all these watches and fancy rings and multiple cards? I mean, anyway, that's like a tiny thing. But yeah, it's a game. It's not a game that I would... It's a game that I would happily play pretty much any time, and also the targeting anyone can be a little bit weird, but yeah, it's a game. Jess is going cycling. Josie is trying to plan the Rocky Horror costume for Saturday. That sounds like fun. I hope you have a wonderful time. For now, if you have any reason to reach out to me, I am Stuff by Bez everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter or Twitch or Facebook and you want to enter the competition, go to YouTube. youtube.com/stuffbybez, say you want the game. Honestly, this is kind of just a way of me giving away stuff to people who are watching. And once again, I will charge you the cost of postage, but that will be it. So I'm basically just giving you the free game. If you want to check out my future streams, check out stuffbybez.com/streams. Tomorrow I am going to be doing a super quick 5-minute stream. I will hopefully be at Royal Festival at 10 o'clock, and then I'll do a quick stream, and then maybe 5 minutes later I'll go inside. If I'm actually in Royal Festival Hall, maybe I would even stream for him inside. Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see how that goes. So, for now, oh yes, Saturday I will not be streaming for personal reasons. I've got a personal appointment. Sunday I will be streaming. I will be doing a special cooking show, and it will be all about turnips. I don't know what the recipe will be. Dina will send me a recipe. I will follow it, and I will make it, talk about whatever, chat a bit, and yep. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, J Foolsguard and Jess and Josie and all the other people whose name begin with J, and people whose names don't begin with J. Thank you for being here. If you're watching after the fact, then thank you. Again, if you fancy the game, let me know. If you want to talk about presents or whatever, let me know. Let me know what you thought of the game, if it sounds like it would be interesting to you. And there is basically only one thing left to say. Well, J Foolsguard will be working on map drawing game. That sounds fun, and some admin stuff. Thank you. And Jess and I indeed are quite interested in that map drawing game. Is it a strategic map drawing game, or is it like a role-playing type map drawing game? You know, one of those solitaire role-playing games. But no, all the best with it. And for now, lots of love. And bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye-bye, J Foolsguard. You have a great day as well. Bye-bye, Josie. Bye-bye, Jess. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.